Hello and welcome back to my craft room. It's what are we, the 9th of December, and I am just now starting to get into the festive spirit. The decorations aren't out yet and we don't have an awful lot of them anyway, but I have actually done most of my Christmas shopping, and it's time to think about the bit I least enjoy, which is the wrapping. I will spend hours making a card for someone or making a present or searching for a present, but can I be bothered to wrap it beautifully? No, not really. And I do feel like all the wrapping that we use is a terrible, can be very wasteful. Even if you recycle it, it's still wasteful. So what I thought I'd do this year to try and make me get into the wrapping a bit more is I've saved some of this kind of, because I do a lot of my shopping if I can. I have to say I do it online. I just find the whole shopping thing a bit overwhelming, shopping in person. So I've been saving this packaging from Amazon parcels. While I was in town this morning, I went into a shop called, let me think, I think it was called Tiger. I'd never heard of it before, but they do all this cheap stuff, and some of it was a bit, but some of it was I really liked. Anyway, I got this set, let me hold it up to the, of stamps, wooden stamps with a little ink pad in there. Something else, I can't make out what it is. I thought I could stamp on my waste Amazon packaging and see if I can make some wrapping paper. I've used Amazon waste paper for wrapping in our own home before, and last year we have Who Gives a Crap toilet paper, which comes in really pretty paper packaging. So I saved that last year. All our Christmas presents were wrapped in toilet paper wrapping. So if this doesn't work out perfectly, I'm not going to be too bothered about it. That was just my stool on the floor. Honest. So let's stop waffling on, Annie, and let's go to the desk and see what we've got inside this little set. It was only £3, which I thought was really reasonable. I don't know how good they'll be for that price. It's a bit annoying. We've got a bit of waste here, I suppose, but it's not too heavy on the packaging. And the little box I will either use for something else, or I'll keep these stamps in it. And the acetate I will carefully keep and use it for windows in cards or miniatures or whatever. So right, so we've got two little ink pads. Oh, lovely. So we've got the red and the green. This is kind of shy. It doesn't feel like the same kind of material in my kind of really expensive rubber wood mounted stamps that I've got, but doesn't mean to say it won't work. So there's the holly leaf and the couple of different berries, the pine cone and a different shaped pine cone. So I'm thinking I'll just do repeat patterns, but potentially with these you could do a lovely wreath card, couldn't you, or something like that. Maybe I should do some cards. Too late. And a piece of kind of I don't know, some kind of foliage. Oh, I guess that's pine tree foliage, isn't it? Non-toxic, 100% natural. Dry clay. That's interesting. So it's like you usually get the like little silicone sachets like this, don't you? But this is probably a bit more environmentally friendly, I guess. Interesting. I do keep all the little packs when I get those little packs as well. I notice you get them in all the COVID testing kits as well, so I keep them and I put them in amongst my books and art journals and things, just to help keep those dry. So I think what I might do first, because I've got plenty of this to play with, is I will try it with the stamps provided, but I've also got some cheapy craft paints in the traditional red, white and green of Christmas, and some of this tealy blue, because this is more like the colour I usually use for Christmas, for the few decorations that we have got, so that would be this colour scheme. So we'll see. I just got all of those out just to see what I think, and I've got a brayer because it might help to apply the paint to these with a brayer. Or not, I don't know. Haven't really thought this through. And I'll just leave it all folded up and make it, it's going to be fairly haphazard. It's just a bit of an experiment. Basically, I'm going to wrap our presents that will be in the house. So just for me and John and the boys will just be in our house. So if it just ends up wrapped in this plain paper, I don't mind, But if I could jolly it up a bit, that would be quite fun. So let's just first of all just try them out with these ink pads that they've provided and see how they work. Because being red and green, if these overlap a bit, you'll get a kind of neutral brownish colour, which could be quite fun as well. I won't be able to line up and overstamp perfectly, but where they overlap, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try some small ones first. I usually find rather than put the stamp to the ink pad, I tend to do it the other way around. And the first couple of goes with a new stamp are generally not the best, so not bad. And I might try some better quality ink pads with them as well, just to give them a fair chance. Let's try green holly leaf. Yeah, that's not working too great, but let's give it another go. It's not really giving them a fair go on this paper either. So, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this with those ink pads, but I think those ink pads will probably be useful for something else. So let's have a go with. Let's just have a go with a bit of green paint. So I've got silicone matte here, my brayer. What's that lumpiness? Oh, hot glue from last time I used the silicone matte. So that feels better. Okay, let's shake up this pen. This is just going to be just a practice on, I think. I think we can spare a bit, can't we? I'm just going to put a couple of dots of it like that, just to start with. Maybe. So I'm already getting fat. I can't resist it, can I? Just can't stop myself. Just put a little dot of that. Doesn't want to come out. Ooh. It's got a bit stiff, that one. Oh well, in for penny, in for pound. Let's have a bit of the white as well. Okay. Right. Let's just see what happens if I do that. Oh, look at that. I've got to try it. Why, you see even that, Okay, I'm going to try just dipping this in here. Give it a really good press. Not bad, is it? Not bad. Ooh, getting better. need to make sure I keep wiping off in between. I think this could be, yeah, I think it could be okay. Right, I'm going to just put a bit more green, a bit more of the blue, just not so much of the blue. Okay. Okay. I just want to see if it's any better if I just do this. Is actually. Let's see how we go. I'm going to try just rolling this over here. I'm effectively using my silica mat as a great big ink pad. I've done the leaves there, because I should go off the edges really. But no, we're just experimenting here. Let's just try it out. So now I'm going to put some red, and I think just a touch of the white as well, because the red is usually a bit transparent, and I think this titanium white will. Well, it'll either just turn it pink or it'll just make it a little bit more opaque. If it's too pinky, yes, which is going to be, I'll just put more red. Oh, I'm getting a weird kind of brick colour now, so that was obviously a mistake. I think that red wasn't as pigmented as I thought. What I'm going to do then, while I've got this weird bricky colour, is start another sheet and do some of the pine cones instead. Oh, I didn't clean off there. Never mind. So with this one, it's definitely working out better because it's so little. It's working out better to use the stamp direct to the paint on my mat, but it's definitely, it helps to just smooth it out first with the brayer, and then I'm just tapping it very gently, checking the edges and wiping them off, although I forgot a couple of times, and that seems to give me a fairly good result. I don't want it to look perfect anyway. Which is good because it doesn't. I think I need another holly leaf in a minute coming up that way for it to kind of make sense, but I'm quite liking that colour. I'm going to add some blue and white to this sheet in a minute, but while I've still got this on here, I'm going to try the other pine cone, I think. Yeah, so for these larger ones it's easier with the brayer. I still have to check the edges. it definitely helps to sort of press and just rock slightly like that. So I'm getting better as I go along with this. It's encouraging. So I think this time I'm going to try going at a different angle. So here's what I've ended up with as my prototypes. I'll just put my wet hands on there. It hasn't really got these marks, that's just wet. This is definitely my favourite. I actually really quite like the look of this one. I'd probably even buy it if I saw it in a shop. Especially if I knew it had been made completely out of recycled packaging. So I'm pleased with that one, and I will probably repeat some of that because it was very easy and mindless to do. So I should probably do a few more sheets of this while I'm binge watching something or other tonight. This one's probably my second favourite. It's a bit plain, but you know, it matches our Christmas decoration colours, such as they are. And yeah, you know, it's just a little bit more interesting than the paper as it was. This is kind of not so keen on this one, and or that one, but they're all right. I will use them. And then this was what I wiped off my brayer on and cleaned off the stamps on. So I quite like the look of that as collage paper. So that will go in my collage paper drawer. So I'm going to do a little bit more of that tonight, and then where's my mouse gone? There it is. And then I'll perhaps just wrap up a couple of presents so I can show you at the end what they look like. But yeah, that'd be quite fun to do, and it's certainly better than throwing this paper in the recycling and going and buying paper to wrap presents with, which I think is ridiculous. So don't get me started. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Maybe it give you an idea for doing a bit of recycled wrapping yourself, or you know, what do you do? Have you got any ideas about using recycled packaging for wrapping your presents? Because I'm always looking for new ideas to try out, and any way that I can save throwing paper into recycling, I will definitely give it a go. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me today, and I will see you again really soon. Bye. One of these days I will just be able to just go straight to stop recording and